Yeah. Hi friends, welcome back. Very good morning. So last class we have done with class level access, non-access modifiers and natures of that. We have seen that, and also we have completed with method level access modifiers and variable level access modifiers. Today I'm going to be demonstrate about that data types and variable types. Data types and variable types I'm going to be talk about today. So after this, then I will come to this continuation of the method non-access modifiers, variable non-access modifiers. Yeah. Okay. Now let's talk about variable types. Inside the class we have a variables. Inside the class we have a data or variables or properties, anything we can say like. Yeah. So now we are talking about variable types. Now we are talking about variable types. There are basically two types of variables are there. Two types of variables are there. One is a primitive variable and second is the reference variable. One is primitive and second is reference variable. Okay, Ravi, show me the example. What is a primitive? What is a reference variable? Yes, here we go. Yeah. Just a moment. Yeah. So let me create one new class for this. So 1 second. So I'm creating one new class, okay, for variable types, okay. Right click on existing package. Right click on existing package, new class. Let me give, okay, variable types as a class I was giving, okay. Yes, here check this main method and click on finish. See friends, I created one new class. Now I want to show you that variable types. One is a primitive type and second is a reference type. So primitive variable is nothing but any type of value storing in a variable is called as a primitive variable. Like int I equal to 10, I is a primitive variable. String name equal to Ravi Leela, name is a primitive thing. Okay, any type of value storing in a variable is called as a primitive variable. So int x equal to some 100 I was giving that, where x is the primitive variable. Any type of data, whether I was storing a string name equal to Ravi Leela, name is a primitive variable. Any type of data, any kind of data stored in a variable is called primitive variable. Now friends, tell me, if I want to access this variable, how can I access this? By using class reference variable. Every class object is called reference variable. Okay, see, I was creating object for this class, right? As variable type, giving some reference variable equals new and variable types of. So this obj is a reference variable referring to the class variable types. So every class object in this reference variable, what we are defining, this is called as a reference. Is called reference. This is called primitive variable. This is called reference variable. Like this, variables are two types: primitive and reference. Yes, perfect. Next, next, next. Here again, these two primitive and reference variables are furtherly divided into three types. These two types are furtherly divided into three types based on the position of declaration and behavior. This primitive can be defined in three ways, and reference can be defined in three ways. So the three ways can be defined different positions. Defining primitive in three positions named as a three types. Again, reference can be defined in three positions named as a three types. Okay, these two primitive and reference variables are furtherly divided into three types based on the position you declare of the behavior. We named it as a instance, primitive instance and reference instance. And I like this. All primitives in three positions: instance variable, static variable position, local variable position. Primitive can be defined in these three positions. And whereas reference variable not in three, but only in these two positions only, the reference variable can be defined. Okay, first of all, let's see that primitive variable, primitive variable defining in these three positions. Later we'll talk about reference level defining in these three positions. Okay, fine. Let's go. First, I will talk about primitive variable. Primitive variable I can define in three positions. First, I will be defining primitive in a first position as an instance position. Yes, this is nothing but primitive instance variable. Defining inside the class, outside the method, this position is called as a instance variable. Instance variable, or we can also call as a global variable, or we can also call as a non-static variable. Getting friends? The primitive variable can be defined in three positions I said. One is the instance position. This is what the instance position. This is the instance position. This position is inside the class, outside the method. This instance position can be also called as a global position or also called as a non-static variable position. Got it, friends? Yeah. Now, next position is the static position. Instance variable, yes, sorry, the primitive variable I can define in a static position also. So, what is that static position? Yes. The same inside the class, outside the method only. This variable also defined. That prefix we give as a static keyword. That variable turns as a static variable. Yeah, I was giving Springer company name, C name. I was giving my client name called VMware. So this variable I want to treat as a static variable. Then prefix we give as a static keyword. Prefix we give as a static keyword. Okay, this variable called as a this primitive variable is called as a static variable position. Okay, it's called static because this variable contains the static keyword prefix to the variable. This variable treated as a static variable. Got it, friends? This instance variable, static variable are defined inside the class, outside the method. Next, same primitive variable I can define in one more position, that is a local position. Yes, local variable means that is defined inside the method. Inside the method defining a variable is called local variable. Okay. Yes, I'm defining my user defined method SEM1. In this method, I want to define a variable, the primitive variable, into y equals some 200. This is called as a local variable. See, all these three are the primitive variables, right? All are primitive variables. All are primitive variables. Okay. So, but this position is instance position. This is static position. This primitive is the local position. Okay, let's see that. When we have to define the instance variable, when we have to define the static variable, positions are same, but when we to go with the instance declaration, when to go with the static declaration. Now we'll see that. Friends, example. Suppose we are having 100 employees out there. 100 employees having unique elements. Unique values will be there. Unique values will be there. Every employee having its own employee. 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. 100 employees, 100 numbers are there. So here value is varying object to object here. Then we go with the instance variable declaration. 100 employees, 100 variables we declare. So every variable holds different value, right? Then we go with the instance variable declaration. When we go with static variable declaration means whenever the data is being commonly used, then that variable defined as a static variable. Example, yes, all 100 employees are working in the same company called VMware. Do I declare 100 different variables for same company name? Not required. So the data is commonly using for 100 employees. Declare only one variable as a static variable. Getting what I'm saying? That can be used the static variable. Okay, one variable is enough, is a static. When the value is varying object to object, then go with the instance variable declaration. When the value is commonly being used for among the objects, then go with the static declaration. Instance position, static position, both are inside the class, outside the method. Fine. Now let's come to the local variable. Okay. The variable which is defined inside the method is called local variable. Now, let's see the memory perspective of this instance, static and local. So instance variable memory will get allocated, like how many times you call the instance variable, that many times memory is being allocated for 100 times. Well, come to the memory perspective of the static variable. Static variable memory allocates only once in a program execution. That will shares the memory across how many times you be accessed. 100 times you're calling static variables. Memory is only one starting an execution allocated. That memory is being shared with 100 times, if not allocating separate memory for static. Coming to the local variable, the local variable memory will get allocated whenever the control comes inside the M1 method only. Once the control comes out from the M1 method, memory will get destroyed. Getting what I'm saying that? Huh? Yes. Now, we will talk about that access scope of instance, static, and local variables. Getting? We'll see that access scope, where we can access instance, static, and local variables. Now, friends, instance variable, static variable can be get accessed anywhere in the program. Instance variable, static variable, I can access anywhere in the program. If I'm not giving that variable as the public, means the scope is only within the package classes. If I'm giving public, means outside package class also I can use that. In the same class, same package class, outside package class, anywhere I can use instance and static portion variables. Where come to the local variables, the scope of the local variable is only accessed only within this method only. This variable can be used only within this method only. Okay, this can be used only within this method, not the outside. We cannot use the local variables outside the method. Okay. Okay, fine. Let's try to access. I was saying instance and static variables. Instance and static variables. I was saying anywhere I can access. Right or not? Anywhere. Tell me first. We will access the instance variable. Come on, friends. How can we access instance variables inside the main method? How we access? Through class reference variable. Okay, let's try to print that obj dot is access coming. Yes, instance variable can be get access with class reference. And how about the static variable? Let's try to access, as you know that through reference only. Let's try to access the static variable obj dot. The static variable name is a CNAME. See friends, we are getting some warning while accessing the static variables through class reference. Noticed? Just mouse over and watch that message. What is saying that? The static field variable types CNAME should be accessed in static way. Accessing the static variables, we should not access through class reference. The way to access static variables is different. We can access the static variables either directly, we can call CNAME, no warning, right? Or indirectly with the class name. What is the class name here? Variable types. Directly we can call CNAME, or indirectly there variable types dot CNAME. Got it, friends? Static variables either directly or indirectly in the class name we can access static variables, but instance variables through class reference we can access. Now, what about local variable? Can I access local variables? No. See here, I was trying to access the local variable. Why? Is it allowing, friends? Is it allowing? No, it was not allowing. Error. Am I able to access with the class reference? No y is coming here. See friends, did I get any y variable here? No, the variable y is defined inside this method. Whatever variables defined in the method, the scope is within that method. Getting? Yes. So local variables can access only within this method. I can print only here, right? Got it, friends? Okay. Friends, I hope everyone understood that access scope of that instance variable through class reference, access scope for the static through directly or indirectly the class name. Tell me, friends, the main method is the instance method, static method. Static method, because there is a keyword called static. That's why this main method is called static main method. Now, so what I'm saying that this instance variable, this static variable, anywhere I can access. Okay, now everyone understood inside this main static method how we access instance variable, static variable. Now I will be defining my user define static method. You tell me the answer. Okay, so let me define one static method. My user define static method. Public static void sum m2. Tell me, friends, in this m2 static method, how can I access this x instance variable? If you understand this, you could see the answer for this. Come on. Your main is a static method. Here m2 is a static method. How we access instance variable here? Through class object creation, right? The same way. So can't we use this class reference here? No, because this class reference we created inside this method scope is only within this. Whether it is a primitive or reference defined inside the method, scope is within that. Okay, so we have to create an object for the class variable types. Obj equals new variable types. If this reference a variable only, obj dot, I can access the instance variables. And what about static variables? How can I access, friends? Either directly or indirectly with the class name. Yes, here sys out, I can use that C name directly on access side or indirectly also with the class name variable types dot C name. Got it, friends? So I said instance variable, static variable, anywhere in the program. Yes, I'm able to access in my user defined static method and in a main method static method, everywhere I access. Now tell me, what is this M1 method? Instance or static method? Instance, concrete instance. Because there is no static keyword is there. It's called instance concrete method. This is static concrete method. This is static concrete method. This is instance concrete method. Can I access here also, right? Yes, here also I can access this instance variable and static variable. Let's see how we can access. So how I can access, friends? Do I need to create an object for this? No required. Not required. Inside the instance method, instance variables can access directly. Not required any class objects. Here, sys out the variable instance variable x I was calling directly to bring that. Getting, friends? And what about that static variable? Yes, static variable can access either directly or indirectly. Same, the common thing in instance method, static method is static can get access either directly or indirectly. The only difference is instance inside the instance method directly we call, instance inside the static method through class difference we call. That's the only difference, right? Yes. So static variables can call directly or indirectly the class. Getting it? So let me have a notes for that, brief notes for that for understanding easily. So I will tell that all the static methods. Because the reason why I stopped there, because I want to tell you the nature of that static, all those things. Okay. So you know what is the static variable? When the data is commonly being used, that variable we define as a static variable. Static method also, whenever there is a common functionality you want to perform, then define that operations in a static method. The data is commonly using, you declare as a static variable. Methods also static methods, we use that. When functionalities are commonly being used, that methods you do as a static methods. We'll talk about when we talk about access non-access for methods. We'll talk that. Now, static method. Instance method. So, friends, inside the static method, okay, instance family. Instance family means like instance variables or methods. Next is the static family. Static variables and static methods. Right. See, friends, here we already discussed right now. Static method and instance method. Two methods are there. Tell me, inside the static method, how we access the instance family? Instance family means either instance variable or instance methods. How can we access? Inside the static method, how we access the instance family, which means instance variable or instance method. How can I access? By using the class object creation, right? Yes, through class reference. By class reference variable. Class reference variable, we are accessing that instance variables and instance methods inside the static method. Now, tell me, inside the instance method, how I access the instance family? Instance family means either instance variable or instance method. How I access, friends? Directly. See here, friends, we already seen that. See here. Sorry. See here, this is the instance method, right? Inside the instance method, how I access the instance variable? X is the instance variable, right? How I access? Inside the static variable or inside the static method, how I access the instance variable? Through class reference. Getting, friends? No confusion, right? Yes. Yes. Here we call directly. Now let's come to the inside the static method. How we call the static family, which means either static variables or static methods. How can we call? Either directly or indirectly with a class name dot, right? Yes. In the either directly or directly with class name, right? Either directly or indirectly with class name. Now come to the instance method. Inside the instance method, how I access the static family? Either static variable, static method. Same, right? Either directly or indirectly with the class name. Friends, can I believe everyone understood? The same thing I was thinking in chat box as well, friends, for your understanding. If anybody wants this information, please note down in your 1 second and tell audience. Yeah. Friends, is everyone clear? Inside the static method, how we call static family and instance family. Inside the instance method, how we call static family and instance family. Among these two methods, which is common? Static family is common in either of the instance method and static method. How can we call? Either directly or indirectly with the class name. Inside this instance method, how we call instance? Inside the instance method, how we call instance family? Directly. Inside the instance in the instance method, how we call the static family? Yes. This thing is common, right? This is the common. The only thing is inside the static method, instance called with class reference. Inside the instance method, instance family called directly. Here directly, here class reference. Here these two are the same, right? These two are the same. Friends, is everyone clear?
Sir, you just showed that static method inside static variables or instance variables. What about the instance methods and static methods?
That's what I'm saying here. Given right, instance family, which means instance variables and instance methods, everything.
So
With
we
this,
can keep inside the static method inside that instance method or instant static method also.
see,
Method inside method I am asking.
no. What I'm saying that inside this static method, yes, if you want to call any instance variables or instance methods, we will be accessing through class reference. Is this your doubt?
Yeah,
Here I have given, right? We can access instance variable or instance methods. See, suppose
variables are okay with that.
yeah,
About the
methods
method.
also we can. Yes, methods also. But let me show that. See here. So this is the static method. Inside this static method, I accessed only the instance variables. I can also access instance methods. What is instance method? M1, right? How we call instance method? Come on,
By
student.
reference, class reference.
Class reference obj dot m1. Got it?
Okay.
How can I call the static methods in this static method?
Normal.
Directly or indirectly class name, right?
Yes.
M2. Directly we can call the static method or indirectly with the yes class name dot M2.
Method.
Anything, that's why I've given here clearly here the notes here, right? So here, what is it? Yeah. Instance family means we can access either instance variable, instance method. Static family means either static variable or static method. Anything can get access. Okay, friend?
Okay, clear.
Is everyone clear?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go. Now we have done that primitive variable defining in these three positions. Is everyone clear? Yes. Now we are talking about that reference variable defining in this only these two positions. There are no three positions for stat reference variables. The reference variables can be defined only in these two positions. One is the static position, one is local position. In these two positions only, my reference variables can be defined. Yes. So first we talk about reference variable defining in a local. Okay, which is nothing but see here, friends. Reference variable means any class object is called reference variable that can be defined in two positions. One is local and second is static. Local means what? Defining inside the method. Reference variable, class reference variable creating inside the method is called local reference. See here also I define the class reference where I define in a main method. This obj is local to this main method. This obj is local to this main method. See if I comment this one, will this obj works? No, because the obj I define in the main method is represented in this method only, not to outside. This obj is local to this. This obj will be local to this. That's why defining the reference variable inside the method, that is a local reference. Is clear? No. How many references I was creating? Two references. Of course, in this method, one reference, one memory. In this, one more reference, one more memory. Friends, if you want to make it commonly, when anything is being used commonly, what we have to define? Static. Static variable we know, right? When the data is commonly being used, we define as a static variable. Same way, reference variables, instead of declaring in two in these methods, two references in the M2 method and main method, I will create only one class difference, that too as a static. That static reference I can use in the M2 static method and in main method. Memory sharing, right? Only one memory, right? Here. So what I will do here, static position is this one, right? Inside the class, outside the method. So variable types, I was giving obj. Okay, let me show you. Instance position is not applicable for references. Okay, then I'll give obj equals new, because on top I declared the class difference. Now I'm getting the object. Is it taking friends? No. Instance reference is not supporting here. So you maintain as a static reference, which means you give as a static. That's it. How I declare the static variable, the same way class reference I was giving a static. Whenever we go static means this is commonly memory is allocating once and being shared across wherever you call, right? So this class reference variable I'm using in this M2 methods here and in main methods here, with the reference creating an object here for this method and this method. Got it, friends? Reference variable defining in a local position and in a static position. Getting, friends? When any primitive variable or any reference, okay, statically we are declaring means memory allocates only once and which shares the memory, right? Getting what I'm saying there? Friends, any doubt here? We have done with the variable type declarations, primitive reference, and we have seen that primitive reference in different positions defining and how to access, where to access, everything we have seen that. Friends, any doubt on the variable types? Without. See, earlier it was local. We created the reference in the method and object there itself. In this main method also created reference and object itself. These are that treat as a local. So until object name is same. Reference will be the same. Reference is the same. Yes, because that is static. Static can be called anywhere. It is not allowing the instance difference. Instance position is not referring. Instance is not. See, I have given rights here. If I define this difference as instance, is it taking? Static variables create fine. So friends, any doubt? Any doubt? So static belongs to class, which means static variables, static methods will be defining inside the class, right? Here, instance variable, static variable, static references. Yes, instance and statics are defined inside the class, outside the method. Okay, and now let's talk about the. Now we'll talk about data types. Now we'll be talking about that data types. So in Java, every variable should be declared with some data type before it is used. Otherwise, it gives compile time. See example. I was creating one separate class called data types. new class data types. So here, if I want to declare any variable, so I equal to some 100, is it allowing to? Is it allowing? Why? Data type is mandate. Without giving data type, my variable is no meaning, right? See that saying that. So the syntax error token, I variable declaration expected. So what is the type of this variable? Integer. How you are saying this is an integer? While seeing the right side data, you are saying yes, this is an integer. So without giving a data type, no variable is defined. This kind of declaration is called static declaration. Don't mix up with the static variables. Must to give the data type. This is the mandate. That's called static declaration. You must give integer. That's it. That kind of declaration is called static declaration. Even like C language, C++, C Sharp, Java, every programming language, we declare the variable like this way only. Data type variable equals to 100. And some of the languages are no need to give the data type. Like scripting languages like Java scripting, Python, Scala, Ruby, like scripting languages, not required to give this data type. Just we give variable equals to value. Those type of declaration is called dynamic declaration. Okay, but in programming languages, mostly we must give the type of that variable. Okay, must give that. Every data type holds some memory to store the value into particular variable. Getting it? Yes, let's go with this. In Java, every variable should be declared with some data types before it is used. Otherwise, it's a compile time error. Yes, the data type specifies the amount of memory. Every data type, it specifies some amount of memory, and that should be reserved for that variable to hold some value, right? So int a equal to 10, int is having some memory like 4 bytes, and to store the 10 value into this variable a. So this type is must. Okay, fine. So like this, we have primarily 8 data types are there in Java. There are primarily 8 data types are there in Java. They are called as primitive data type. Primitive data type. Like this, we have 8 primitive data types are there. Yes, these 8 primitive data types are furtherly classified into 2 parts. One is 6 as the numeric data type, 2 are a non-numeric data type. These 6 numeric data types are furtherly classified into again 2 parts. Integer data type as a 4, floating point as a 2, friends. Like this. See here, what are the 4 integral means? Byte, short, int, long. This data type having its own size and memory. It's having its own memory to store the integer data types. In the integral data types means it doesn't contain any decimal points. So everything is integer. There is a specific size was there. How much values to store? Where byte means is a 1 byte. It takes the negative value to the positive value. What is the range for that means? Minus 128 to plus 127. This much data only it can store. And coming to the short, its size is at 2 bytes and it stores the data minus 32,768 to 32,767 is the positive value. This is the range it stores the data. So everything is integer data and which having it specifies some amount of memory for integral types. Okay, int is having its own memory to store the data. Long is having its own memory to data. Okay, this all comes under the integral type. Byte is a 1 byte, short is a 2 bytes, int is a 4 bytes, long is a 8 bytes, and having its own range to store the data in a negative or positive data. Everything is non-decimal values. Integral means non-decimal values. No decimal values will be there for this integral types. And 2 are the floatings which having some decimal points. What are the 2 floating points? Float and double. The size for float is a 4 and double is that 8 is the size and having its own range to store that float and double type. And remaining 2 are the non-numeric. The non-numeric 2 are the Boolean and char. Boolean don't have size and range. It returns the true or false, that in a lowercase. Character is having a 2 bytes of size. Each character represents in a single quotation. Character means A is one character, represented in single quote. Okay, like this we have 8 primitive data types. Okay, let's try to define it and we'll see respective type default values also. Okay, now byte B equals, there is minus 128 is the negative value, is the range. Okay, and if I exceed the minus 129, it is beyond the range, negative value. Okay, only negative value minus 128 it takes that. Positive value is the 127. This is the range. If I give 128, it exceeds the range. Okay, like this. So the size is 1 byte. Next is that short. S equals, the range is 32,767 is the positive range. If I exceed the range giving 768, it will be exceeding the range. Okay, like this. And the size for this is 2 bytes. And next is that integer. It's having its own range. I don't remember these figures. Let me copy paste this one. See, everything I've given here, size 2 bytes and range is this one for short. This is integer 4 bytes and range is, this is the range positive, this is the negative. Okay, yes, size is the, if I exceed that 648, it exceeds the ranges. Okay, like this. And next integral is that long L equals, and the size is 8 bytes. These all comes under the integral, right? And next two are the floating. One is the float, second is the double. Float F equals, which have some precision values, right? Which having some precision values. Why getting the error means any float data is by default treated as a double type. To represent that is the float data, at end of that value you must give as a F character either in a lowercase or uppercase. See here, once I mouse over, what was saying this type mismatch cannot convert from double to the float. This value is treating as a by default as a double value. You must treat as a float means you must typecast. Give the F character in the ending either in a lowercase or in an uppercase. Okay, the size for this is the 4 bytes. Okay, friends, and next is the double. D equals something something, also having some decimal points. This you may not give that D character in the ending. If you give also doesn't matter. But for float to declare, you must give that F character in the ending of that float value, either in a lowercase or uppercase. For double, you may give or you may not give, not a mandate, right? Yes, the size is that 8 bytes for this. This all comes under the numeric data types. That to 4 are the integral, 2 are the floating types. All are numeric data types, and 2 are non-numeric are the right. Those are Boolean and char. Boolean, BB. Yes, we can use either true or false. That should be in a lowercase, not an uppercase. There is no range and size for this. And coming to the last as a char, CH, every character represents in a single quotations. The size for this is the 2 bytes. Friends, all of the primitive data types, byte, short, int, long, float, double, boolean, char. See, everything is a primitive data types or the starts with the lowercase. Here, everything is a lowercase, right? Every primitive data type is a lowercase. That too, these are the called as the keywords. Every primitive type is called as a keywords. See, even public is one keyword, package is one keyword, class is one keyword, void is one keyword, right? The color with the purple is nothing, everything is called as a keywords. Even when we are creating the class object creation, new is there, and also keyword. Get it? All keywords will be the lowercase. See, everything is lowercase. Here, observe here. Every keyword is lowercase. Get it? Yeah. Friends, tell me, these variables are okay. I'm defining one more is a string. Str equals. I was giving Ravi Lela. Tell me, friends, is Ravi Lela is a primitive variable or class? Come on, friends. Is string is a primitive variable, primitive type or class type?
Class.
Class, because every class starts with the uppercase and every class will be under the package java.lang package. So string is not a primitive data type, it's a class. Okay, fine. Tell me now. So all these variables are declared where? Inside the class, outside the method. Then tell me, is this an instance variable, static variable, sir? Instance variable. Because
Inside.
yes, exactly. Now the variables are defined as a static prefix, then is written as a instance variable. Now tell me, friends, all these instance variables, how can I access inside the static method?
Class. Class reference.
Class reference variable, right? We must create a object for this class. So obj equals new data type of. Now let me try to print okay. Let me give like some meaningful. First, we are given as a byte obj dot p. Let me copy paste. So next is the short, right? Short. Yes, I was giving is. And next is the enter. That variable I define as a I write integer. Yes. Next is a long. Long. And the variable is the L, right? Yes. And next is that float. A variable I declare is a F, right? Space F. And next is the double that I have given as a sorry. Control space D. And next is the boolean, right? We have given variable as a BP. And next is the char as a ch. Next is the string, that is a str. We have given that. Now, if I run this program, what are the values are defined for the respective type? Those values are coming as the output. Agree or not? Yes. Now, if I run this program, yes. See, all the integrals and floatings, boolean, and non-numeric and class type. Everything is coming the output as the values you have defined. Of course, I defined, right? Now, if any values are defined to the variables, this is called variables are defined. Any values are defined to the variables. Many values are assigned to the variables. The call as a variable is assigned. Variable is defined. Now, I am not defining any value, just variable declaration I was doing, friends. I was only declaring the variables. I was not defining any data. I was removing whatever I was being defined as of now. I was removing. Just only I declare the variable. That's it. Removing all the values. Tell me, friends, what is the output if I run this program? Come on, friends. Come on, friends. What can be the output? Earlier I defined means defined values as came as the output. Once I was calling these variables, what can be the output here? No values are there. Then what is the output now? Come on. What is the output here? Come on, friends. What is output here?
Default value 0, 1.
Yes, it will come respect to type default values. Every type having its own default value, friends. This all comes under the integral data type, right? For all the integers without decimal points is called as the integrals. So the default value for byte, short, int, long will give as a 0. And float and double is having some decimal points where the default value gives as 0.0. And the default value for the boolean is the false. And the default value for the char is the space. And the default value for any class, string is a class, right? Any class default value is a null. See, of respect to type, default values are printing when you're not defining any values. See here. See here. Integral having the 0, floating giving 0.0, boolean is a false, char is a space, string is a null. Giving a got it, friends? Now see, friends. So these all are the instance variables. No doubt at all. Now, if I'm not defining any values, respect to type, default values are coming. Okay, let me try with the static variables with the default values, whether it's coming or not. Let me declare one more variable with static. Let's see, default is coming or something is coming. Yes. Now, I'm giving company name something. This variable I was giving a static. Tell me, friends, static variables. Static variables. How can I access in the static method? Yes, either directly or indirectly the classes. You know that. Let me try to call that. So this out company name. I can call directly or indirectly the class name dot also. Okay. So what is the CNAME type? String type. String is a class, means for every class what is default value? Null. So let's hope it is coming null or not. Yes. Even static variables, if you're not defining any values, you're giving respect type default values. Shall we try with local variables without defining the initializations? Instance variable, static variable, if you're not defining any data, respect type default values are coming. Let's try with the local variables also. So local variable means defining inside the method is called local variable. Yes. Enter x I was declaring. That's it. I was only declaring the local variable, right? So I'm trying to access the local variable x. Is it accessing is taking, friends? No. Local variables must initialize. Local variables you must initialize. You must initialize here. Why local must be initialized means defining the local variables, the scope is you want to use in that method. Nowhere we can ask. So only in that only we can use that. But instance and static means we can use anywhere. Okay. And here, what is saying that the local variable x may not have been initialized. Initialize variable, initialize is saying that you must initialize something. Either 0 or greater than 0, you must initialize. Getting, friends? See, okay. See, printed at 0. Friends, I hope everyone understood today's concepts, variable types and data types. Am I clear? These concepts, friends? Okay. If everyone is clear, now we are good to start for today. So next class is on Monday. So okay, we'll be continuing with the method is we'll talk about inheritance is missing, right? Inheritance. Yeah. On Monday, we'll be talking about inheritance and we'll be document pending non-access modifiers for the methods, non-access modifiers for the variables, and we'll be concluding the document on Monday session. Getting friends? On Tuesday, we'll be talking second document, the OOPS concepts. Okay.
Sir, what about recording sessions and material?
So I think who is this name?
Yeah, I'm newly joined, Vaishnavi.
Oh, Vaishnavi, yes. So I will take your mail ID from your representation team. Okay, I'll get your
Okay.
mail ID and be sharing you by today. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Yes. So I'll talk to your organizer. Okay, and get your mail IDs, and today you can expect the recordings. So if everybody commit their, if they are everybody committed their fees, then you can get the recordings. Okay. If anyone is
Okay.
spending with this to pay that, please do the commitments with your organizers. Then definitely I'll get the mail IDs from them. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, friends. Thank you very much. Have a nice day and happy Shivratri. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.